made some interesting progress on generating storybooks automatically recently. What I tried to do was see if I can render components in GitLab instead of in Storybook. There's some interesting problems, like we have to import every component individually. So at the moment it's pretty small, but once we have all the components, it'll be, it's going to be a few thousand lines long, but it's only this one file that's going to be very long. We'll have all of our mock props in a JavaScript file here, and then so we render the components. So this is what it looks like. So if you check out the branch, you can have a look at this URL, test front-end components. It has URL props. Anyway, so you select the component and it'll render it here and give you the mock props, which you can change. Which you can change. So if we change it, automatically updates. So one of the problems here is when it comes to like injecting, inject and provide. We don't have the data of the provide information yet. We just need to update it. But here's an example of what it would look like if we did. So we have provide identity verification required. So if we say create a blank project, and this renders the component normally, like it's a normal GitLab rendered component. So it will make changes to, like, all the APIs work as normal because it's part of GitLab. So this will open a new URL. Anyway, so if we change it to false and then we reload provide, so mocks reloads instantaneously. Provide, we need to reload the page because we need to provide it. Yeah, so now you don't have this warning about verification. So that works. It just needs some, we need to update the data. I outlined a few of the problems here, but it's looking like this will be a lot easier than, well, maybe not easier. In a lot of ways, it'll be a lot better than Storybook because we control all of it. So we can add some funny things like, for example, with the mock props, the way these are working when we record the mock props. Let me show you an example. We record, so the component, the props, the provide, and the URL that rendered this component. So then what we could do is add in another section here to say, to change which URL you want to mimic. Or other examples maybe we can do down the track is we could, if we had tests that, if we had tests that rendered these components, so the way it works, the way we get the data is when we're doing, we set it up so that when a component mounts, it logs the information of what its props are and what its provide is and what URL that we're on. So we take this information on the page load. So to gather that information, we have this running, and you can check it out in a different project I'll link to. So you have it running, and then we run our end-to-end tests. And because the end-to-end tests load the whole page, load all the components, we can see what it's rendered with. So then we don't need to create mock props or mock provide information, and we can see what it is depending on the URL. We could also add, for example, in this test, like, who are we logged in as? Are we logged in as the administrator or as a viewer? And how does that component look on those URLs? Well, if we if we have the data, we can do that. But for now, it's really great just having this. And yeah, next step will be try to get the data for all of our components so we can render them all here, and yeah, and the other things that are mentioned there. But yeah, that's my update. Thanks.